Alright, so in this stream, let's do ping me really fast. It's not actually showing that it's up on YouTube right now, so I'm not sure if it even is up. There it goes. There it goes. Going live now. Okay. So this stream again will be revisiting formatter NVim again. Some work we've done to actually get it working better, so that now local prettier works. I know that's been a big ask from the community, so we have that working, and I'll show that working. But we also have a lot of other formatters working. The code still needs to be somewhat refactored, but it does work, which is nice. This is on a branch here. Okay, you can't do that yet. Whatever. It's still basically it. Alright, so let's take a look at some of these things and what basically I was trying to do to make sure that we don't run into any like confusing big errors and kind of a bunch of gotchas that were there before that I think are mostly no longer there and we're not roadblocked by anymore. So if we open up init.lua, you can see if we put some space here, we can do format like this, and it formats it. Right? So it runs style Lua, and it lets you know down there that it runs style Lua when you do it that way. Another thing we can do is we can go like this, save, and it auto formats because we have auto formatting on. Now if we go into LV config and we swap this for false, with any luck it should undo it. Now we'll see, but okay, yeah, see? No formatting. And now if we go back in here and we set this to true, and then we come back over here and we save again, oh, it actually doesn't update it back again. So that's going to be interesting. Did I save this? Yeah, so that's going to be interesting, something that we need to fix. It says no formatter defined for Lua files, even though we just had a formatter a second ago. So that's going to be one that we're going to need to fix, hopefully during the stream today. I wonder why. So there is an object that we can look at while we're debugging this. So we can do Lua print vim.inspect o.formatters, like that. So we do have one in there right now, which is odd that there's an issue. One thing might be this, actually. I think I know where that's coming from. So if we go into Lua, we go into core, we go into formatter.lua, we have this set up here. We might want to get rid of that. And then, yeah. That way we'll require it, but we won't actually set anything up. And I think that's preferable. So let's find out. Save this, that works. Okay. We'll put it back, still there. Okay. We will run format, that works, and we'll actually do format like this, that works. So now we'll unformat it again. We'll go into LV config, we'll swap this out to false. We'll go like that. We'll come back out here. We'll save, it doesn't work. We'll do format. We still can format, which is good because that's just auto format. And then if we come back into here and do true like this, and we save, and we come back over here and we save again, we have formatting again. So we need to get rid of that line. That was kind of the bug that was there. Now the other thing is when you actually initially set up this object, and I'll show you how essentially I'm solving this, but if you look up formatter.nvim, also I'm going to be reading chats and stuff. It looks like, oh wow, there's more people here than I thought there was going to be. What's up, Zed Robot? What's up, Chang maybe? Or Chang G? What's up, Brandon? What's going on, Santiago? What's up, Per Pedersen? E-Man, I think this is E-Man that I know, E-Man. What's up? Zed, you already said what's up. Luxus and ABZ Coding. You're in the hot seat. Since this is your PR. What's up, Corvo? There's like a little YouTube sign here. What's up, Gasper? All right, so you guys can ask questions here. I'll pop back over here and answer questions. You can ask questions about whatever you want while I'm working on this because I want this stuff to be somewhat easily understandable. What's up, Brian? All right, so first thing, ABZ, is that we actually don't want this line in formatter here. We do want the require. We want this. We don't want this. We don't want to actually do any setup here. It's just, as far as I can tell, it's unnecessary. Now, the other thing is this. So if you go to formatter.nvim, at least this is what confused me. And remember, I've been programming Lua for not very long, and I don't know a ton about Lua. When you first set this up, if you set it up, you have to set it up with all the languages that you want off the bat. That's the only way that I've seen how to use this thing. You can't just like append and like have multiple in there at once. And so instead of doing the setup, and I don't know if setup still works, I'm not sure if it does or not. But I went in here and I looked for another function in formatter, and then I found something called config here, and then set defaults. And then I just keep passing an appended list into defaults. That seems to work because it just does table extend. But then again, it doesn't even matter because I'm passing an appended list. Now, so what you'll notice is that, okay, if we go and print this object out again, we just have one defined. We have a function defined for Lua, which is essentially the stuff that's doing the formatting, right? So now if we go open up another file, and I have a JSX file in here right now, and we go do something like this, and then we save, it formats it, right? Now what's it format it with? If we just do one like this, we can tell it runs prettier. I have a global prettier installed. We'll talk about local and global prettier later. But I have global and prettier installed. It says, okay, it ran prettier. So now the question is like, okay, did that override the Lua one? And so we do like this, and now we can see that we have them defined for JavaScript, JavaScript React, and Lua. So Lua is still there. So theoretically, if I go back into a Lua file, like init.lua here, and we just put some space, and then I save, it still formats Lua, and it still also formats this as well on save. So that's good. That's basically what we want. Now, another thing is, let's keep on adding formatters, right? But we only add the formatters that we need. We don't add a bunch of extra formatters. You'll notice that this object grows as we continue, right? So there wasn't a Python one before, and this is good because you don't want to pollute your space up, right? You don't want to pollute that space. So now we have this formatter. We go like this. All right, and that works. And then so now if we print out formatters, oh look, now there's one appended for Python. See? So we just append as we go. I mean, you're probably not going to be working on Lua, JavaScript, and Python all at the same time. But in the event that you are working on like Python and Bash at the same time, or JavaScript, and then you have a backend in Python or something like that, and you just have the same instance of the text editor open, you should still be able to format. You know what I mean? And not like get stuck on a particular formatter, right? So yeah, this is how we're solving that, and it's really cool. I don't think anyone's ever had like a full perfect formatting solution in NeoVim. Now I'm going to read the chats, and then I'm going to show you guys a local prettier thing, just in case anyone else is here. All right, what's up, Mello? I think you've been talking in the Discord lately. What's up, Chris? What's up, Croptokin? Getting tired of this topic. The PR actually is good. It does work. I'm getting tired of this topic as well. After this topic, me and ABZ were talking about this. I'm going to just completely out us right here and just show you our extra little server for devs. If you are a LunarVim dev, by the way, let me know. Like if you have significant PRs against it, and you can join this little thing here. Basically, the roadmap will be formatters. We're going to be updating language options. I was just talking to the guy who runs the LSP config for that. And then, like the LSP config repo. Externalize config. We're going to try to come up with a good contract for that, like the LV config, maybe like a whole directory. Color schemes. Then we're going to be freezing the plugins, updating the documentation, potentially making a website, and then basically then we have a pretty solid 1.0. Yeah. The color scheme thing is on the list. So, just switched recently. Cool. What's up, Ichigo? Is it possible to acquire Lua files from FT plugin? Yes. Check the local global prettier as well. Yeah, that's the next thing we're going to be doing. Question for anyone here. Multiple times when messing with my packer init.lua, I encounter an error after which packer commands disappear, and I find it really difficult. My thing I would say to deal with that would be to, you'll see this directory called plugin here. I would blow that away. Another thing is, if you're using LunarVim, then just make sure you don't have any errors. Here's a thing until I fix this. When you go like this, go like messages here and see if there's a problem with lvconfig. For some reason, it doesn't stay down there, and I got to figure out how to do like vim api.notify or whatever. But yeah, so just go for messages and see if there's an error that's kind of being swallowed up. Those Chinese letters can be solved with nerd fonts. Yes. What's up, boss? Is that a new branch? This is ABZ's branch. The guy who just implemented all the formatting stuff. Alright, so that's kind of an outline of where we're going and the things that we're doing. Next thing is going to be the thing that I think a lot of JavaScript developers are going to be happy with. So let's take a look at that. Let's get ourselves a fresh workspace here. So going to repos, we're going to blog. Now let's not go to blog. We have this GitHub Finder thing. It's better. I can actually install node modules. Okay, so I'll note this. We have global prettier installed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to uninstall that. All right. Now I do not have prettier. Well, I don't have it, so I can't run it. Or I shouldn't be able to. Hold up. Let me go here. Let me do npm uninstall prettier. Okay. Up to date, audited. Why would it audit it? Is it in yay? Get out of here. Or maybe I need to do another terminal, but I feel like... Oh, okay, it is. Did I install it that way, really? Okay, good. So we have no prettier. There's no more prettier. If we try to run it, it will not work. Okay, that's important. So now if we go back into GitHub Finder here, then, which is just like a JavaScript project with node modules and all that kind of stuff. If we open up package.json here, you can see we have prettier right here, right? All right, so now if we open up source app.jsx, what we will try to do is to format this. So if we go like this, it formats. And so it's not using the global prettier, it's using the prettier that is inside here. That's actually inside node modules. So like, where does that live for the uninitiated into how formatting works with this stuff? If you go to node modules.bin, you'll see actually all the binaries that ship with like the packages that you install. And people might not know this, but like this is where all the binaries come from with any node module or package or whatever that has binaries. They all show up here in .bin. Well, I guess at least they should. So for instance, like ESLint is in here, some other junk. The important one is, if I can find it, here we go, prettier. So we're using prettier to do that, but we're using the prettier inside of node modules to do that. So now the next question is, and I don't know this yet, I haven't tested it. The next question is, if I remove that, and I save, and then if I blow away node modules, because maybe there's a better way to do this, but I'm a barbarian. And then if I run npmi, all right, now ideally I can't format. Whoops, oh, that should, yeah, see, no formatting there, no formatting there. So you know it was using that one, right? Now the next thing we'll do is we will, just with a package manager, you guys are probably more familiar with npm, so I'll use npm. npm install flag g prettier. All right. Now we have global prettier. There you go. And so now if you open this up, what the hell is going on here? It's this new keyboard, man. It's just a little bit, it's a little bit wider. So like every single time I try to click like up or something like that or whatever, or over, I'll click like down or I'll click shift or something like that. All right, whatever. So you save this now. It falls back on global prettier. So it will fall back on global prettier if you have prettier globally installed. Otherwise, it will actually use the one in node modules and .bin. This was kind of a big ask, and we did figure it out through Vim router magic and some other things. All right, so let's see. Switch to Emacs. Actually, I used to use Emacs. I'm not necessarily against Emacs. As long as you're not using like a text editor that's training that shitty freaking GitHub Copilot stupid thing. Yeah, I don't really have anything against you. This guy's helped me so much, it's unbelievable. Forever grateful. Yeah, no problem. What keyboard is it? What, the one that I got, the new one? It's a Keychron keyboard. It's got low profile. For your Keychron. It's got this is the 65% one that's coming out in the future, but what it has is this one right here. So it's a 75%, but it's got, can you not really see it? All right, yeah, it's got a really low profile for the keys, and so I like mechanical keyboards, but I don't like the big clunky ones because my fingers trip and then I can't type. So this one has a good amount of travel. It's got the good clicky feel to it, and it wasn't super expensive. Like I was gonna get the one from System 76. Like this one says like for the base version with the white blacklight and Gatoron mechanical, I got brown switches. You can get it for $74, which is not that bad. If you know mechanical keyboards, this is pretty cheap. And for me, it holds up really well. It's actually really solid. It's better than the V1. It's got good stands. It's got it's good. I really like it. Big fan. Let's see. Yeah, if you remove that line, I think we're good. I think we're good. What? I don't know, dude. That sounds like a you problem. Isn't Microsoft using all GitHub code? It looks like they're doing that. It looks like there's a big licensing problem with that, in my opinion. Whether or not you sign up for GitHub and you sign some agreement that says Microsoft owns all of your open source code. It's under this meta license that Microsoft owns. So like I think 0.1 or 0.01% of the time they use verbatim like training code, which what is the training code? Well, if it's my open source thing and you're putting it into your stupid closed source GitHub bot thing, then, you know, well, why can't I sue you? Because it's not under a license where you're allowed to just like use it for this, whatever the hell it is, this thing, right? So there's licensing issues, right? If you think about it that way. I saw somebody talking about that. I think someone put a link in the Discord. It was Engineer Man or something like that. I'd never heard of him before, but he made a good point. I'm planning on building my own. That's cool. You're on the moon lander? Oh, yeah, I don't like the split keyboards. I really don't, because most keyboards aren't like that, right? Like most keyboards you interact with on the daily aren't like that. So that's why I don't like the split keyboards. Same with like, I don't really like the big clunky mechanical ones either, because most keyboards that I interact with day to day aren't like that. They're usually like shorter. So this one is like a really good compromise. I probably will one day switch fully over to GitLab, but like, dude, it's so hard to just move from thing to thing, from service to service. They get bought out by someone, you know, and then whatever, you know. So anyway, all right, let's get this merged. He pushed that up. I think we're good to go. very good PR. Very happy with it. So let's go here. Yeah. Do we get another 100 stars? Ah, close. All right, so pull requests. Oh, this is that which key thing. Julia default formatters. All right, I'm gonna also be adding a couple more default formatters probably. At least one more. I want one for Terraform because I use Terraform at work. And I didn't have one today, and I was like, I wish I had one. Okay. Good enough. Now let's get out of this. Get out of this. Okay. Get checkout. Rolling. Oh, damn it. Get. Well, we don't really. Are we saving anything? Oh yeah, we do need to also get rid of some of these other auto formatters at the bottom. So that's another thing. Get checkout rolling. All right. So let's clean this up a little bit and add one more that I want, which is for Terraform. It should work. I don't know. I don't really have a lot of Terraform files to play around with though. So yeah, okay, this one doesn't have it. I know Lua has this auto format thing at the bottom. So we can basically, I don't know, do I want to delete it? I think I want to delete it. Yeah, we'll just delete that. We don't really need it. We got a new way to do this that's not dependent on the language server. Let's see if Python has one of those. Format. Okay. Now that's stuff for EFM, I think. Yeah. I'm actually kind of curious. One second. That's for the DApp. Where is one second. It looks like that Python one from before wasn't actually, that wasn't one that we actually did. That one was coming from EFM, which we're going to have to turn off. Turn off for formatting at least. We're going to keep it on for Flake 8 for now. But yeah, so that one wasn't for Python. So we're going to have to keep an eye on Python. Python, as far as I know, it'll still auto format. Or not auto format, but, well, is there any way really to format this with this now? I don't think so. So that's something we're going to have to add back in. But we have a POC for it, so it's like, it's not going to be that hard. Oh, wait. Someone else may have noticed how stupid I am. Probably chat's like, what are you talking about? You didn't pull the latest changes. Chris, pull the latest changes. All right. EFM's still active though, which is fine, but I'm assuming he got rid of it for formatting. There we go. Now, because I was like, dude, I saw this thing in the global formatter space. I'm like, what am I talking about? All right. One I do want though is Terraform. Yeah, ABZ coding. Yeah, pull the latest one. What's up, Mr. Juan B? How come you have shipped with and tab stop defined in that file for Lua? Why not rely on the defaults? You're right. Okay, so a lot of this code base needs to be cleaned up. I just haven't gotten really around to it. Okay, here's another bug people are finding. Now it's not going to happen because, like, this is good. But sometimes you'll notice this thing where all the line numbers will, like, disappear and a bunch of bad things will happen. That's not going to happen anymore. This tree auto closes now. It was MVim tree. If there's anyone who's running into that error, it's gone now. But yeah, anyway, let's open this back up. Sometimes it says there's errors, but there's not errors, and that's kind of annoying. But it's really not the end of the world, but it is annoying. So now, okay, we have this stuff here. Let's go into the ones for Terraform are this. I would need to do that, and then what I would need to do is require the formatter here, and then pop that under there, and then go like this. This has all got to get cleaned up. These are actually going to be abstracted to files, and we're going to call functions to do this stuff for FT plugin. Much like how we're doing with TS server. That's the dream. Anyway, so this will be for, I think what we actually want is HCL because we do. Because I immediately changed them to HCL. We either want TF or HCL. Actually, you know what? The same pattern that we're doing actually with JavaScript is what we actually probably want to do here. So if we go into, we got LV user, utils, LSP. If we go to TS server and we grab this guy, and then we just do the same thing but for TF. Not JavaScript React though. We want HCL. That way we can't mess up. So we do that, and now this should be, we're going to do Terraform. We're just going to actually type that all the way out. Terraform, so people know what they're talking about. That should be fine. Then now if we go down to default config, by the way, default config will also be getting a refactor. We're not going to be keeping all the language stuff here. Every single language is going to be encapsulated inside of its own file, and then only added to the global space when necessary. Now let's see. So do we have anything for, okay, we do have Terraform. Prettier. I think the argument would be just Terraform, or the executable would just be Terraform, and then I'm pretty sure that the args would just be whoops. I think FMT. Like that. I think that's all we need. I don't know about standard in. I don't think I have Terraform on this computer. Terraform. But I do need to do this, if only just for my own work. No! Oh, I can't install it. That sucks. I changed TS server. Did I? Did I do that? I did do that. Alright. Good eyes. Oh yeah, there's nothing in Terraform. Okay. There we go. So now that's got a formatter. I think do you need, no, you don't, I do the file type and the other thing, so that should actually be fine. Not like this. Multi-line commenting, that is NVim comment. That's right. Will there be an installation guide for Windows users? If a Windows user writes it, I don't use Windows, so I can't really help there. There is one, it's called Double Boot with Arch. It's the easiest. For what? Just getting into this formatter stuff. As far as I understand, Yappa for Black is the formatter for Python files. What exactly does EFM do on Python files? So I don't know if this will work right off the bat. I don't know if I still have it configured to work. But let me go explain what EFM still will do for us. Because EFM is a general language server. So anything that there isn't like a language server for, we use EFM. For now. Maybe in the future null.ls, but for now we use that. So if we go over here to lvconfig and then we crack open Python here and we do lang.python.linter. We should see something. Hold up. If I go down. See, it's a string, and I tell you the usage here. So always read this. String, it's nothing by default. Field, what is it? It's obviously a linter represented by a string. And the @usage, it can be flake8 or yapif. Well, I think that's wrong. It should just be flake8 or like other linters for Python. So if we do then that equals flake8, like that, what should happen is, damn it, do I have flake, well, conda activate to do flake8, don't have it, pip install flake8, okie doke. Alright, see that? So what you see now is an F401, typing.list is imported, not used. Now that's coming from flake8, and that is what EFM is used for. So you can actually lint this along with Pyrite. You can also use flake8 over top of it as well, or any other linter that you configure. So something to keep in mind. Double boot with Arch, yeah. Speaking of formatting, save with formatting is available in PR898. Save without formatting, yeah, I might look into that. The thing with save without formatting, though, is like, I guess you want to do it on the fly. I understand that. I understand why you might want to do that. It's hard to put that right front and center in which key. But I'll leave that PR open if I can think of a clever way to put it. Would you please try print it works and lspts_ls.lua and check? Check what? Check if Prettier's working? Prettier's definitely working, dude. Haven't been here since the start, but do you see LunarVim using formatter.mvim only by default, or like a mix of LSP formatter and only formatter nvim? Only that, unless I can't. I wonder what that... No, it's not that. Very familiar sounding fire alarm in the background. Yeah, maybe there's a fire in my apartment. My apartment's too small. I would know if there was a fire here. Let me go open the door just to be 100% sure. Nope. House isn't burning down. Maybe it's the neighbors, but it looks like it stopped. I'm not able to format my .js or .html or .css files. Anyways, I'm a noob. I mean, you should be able to format them. You got to make sure Prettier's installed, but at least JS. JS should work, I think. I'm pretty sure it does. So JS should definitely work. I don't know if we set up everything for the other ones. Right now it's a POC, so We're going to try and get it in for a bunch of different things. How the hell can you install Terraform on Linux? Terraform install Linux. Thank you. I don't care about that. How do I install it? Manual installation? No, that's ridiculous. Dude, it should just work. It's not in the Arch user, the AUR. Yes, it's definitely a thing. Can I install other stuff? Can I install... What's something new? I just installed Prettier earlier, didn't I? Let's install Prettier again. That works. I guess the Terraform one's beat right now. A precompiled binary. I could probably just pull down the binary. There we go. Cool. So here's the thing. It would have to be in my path. So let's move Terraform into... I'm going to get rid of it. User local bin. Obviously that wasn't going to work. Actually, let's be Chads and remember to do the right thing. There we go. Now if I do Terraform, there we are. So what I'm going to do now is I need to remember how to just, let's just go get some simple Terraform. Terraform lambda function. There we are. Damn it. Why don't they have a little button that lets me copy? Alright. So make dir tf. Then we'll mvim lambda.tf. Why that doesn't work? I must have copied something wrong. Alright. So now we got Terraform in here. I don't have the Terraform LSP, so we'll do LSP install Terraform just to make sure there's no errors. All right. It says it's inactive. Why is it inactive? Let's do make. Damn it. Make dir dot get. Why? Oh, it is active. It is active. All right. Oh, okay. There it goes. Terraform LS down here. So now the idea is, do we get formatting? Formatted code not found. You need to change the STD and setting for Terraform. All right, so we need to change that. We need it to either be true or we need it to be false. And I don't know what the default is. So we're going to go with true first. Oh, wait, here it is. So we got this here. Let's try false because we already have that there. All right, that looks good. Now let's do something like this. All right, that's good. There we go. Auto formatting with Terraform. Something for work that I needed. And we had to do it live. So let's see what else. Right. Yeah, it can be iffy. I really think that formatter.mvim is the way to go. Do you see how well that works? And I don't actually even need to have an LSP active for that to work. So you don't even have to have the LSP installed. View format doesn't work for you. We might not have it set up for that. Yeah, I just got this working. Is there a way to uncouple the system clipboard and NVim clipboard like it is shipped with the NVim by default? Uncouple it? Oh, you mean with LunarVim? Yeah. LunarVim, you can do anything you want. You just have to know how to do it, which is something I'm working on showing everybody. So if you go into default options clipboard, and then you can set that to whatever the hell you want. So yeah, and then it won't be it won't share the same system clipboard. Okay. Have I checked 0.6? No, not yet. I will in the future. I'll make sure that we're 0.6 ready. Just as soon, I mean, the jump from 0.5 to 0.6 once I have LunarVim done won't be drastic. But the jump from 0.4 to 0.5 was obviously drastic with the introduction of like endless Lua. I kind of dummy on this. I was using COC and almost never had to config things related to format unless minding some linting files. But now after install your project with Lua, I did those Lua install for languages, and NVim claims that don't have a formatter configured. Yeah, we just got this working, so we don't have it fully set up yet. If you need something out of the box, then you should stick with COC. We are still working on getting this stuff. I mean, formatters will likely be done for most languages by the end of 2 weeks from now. I mean, you could see, did you just watch me do Terraform? I mean, it takes like 2 seconds to pop your formatter in. So if you want to see a formatter, I mean, I just showed you how to do it. There's a big PR that shows you how to do 9 of them at once. So we can get them all in. It just takes community effort, you know what I mean? Default's true, I guess, for STDN, the standard in. Okay. No, do you have to manually config? No, you just have to install it. You just have to make sure your language is supported by LunarVim. One of the earlier versions of LunarVim had C++ auto-adding header files. What happened to that? That's something from LSP config, so go take a look in c.lua and FT plugin and see if there's something there in LSP config. I would need, again, someone who's an expert at C++ to do that, you know. Do you have setup using LSPs for Java yet? Yeah. I don't have a formatter for it yet, though, which is something I'll have to look into. So Java, Spring Boot. We have to activate Java mode on my computer. It has nothing to do with NeoVim. It has nothing to do with anything. All right, what does that do? I don't have Java by default because it just is heavy with SDKman and all this other kind of stuff. So I have a thing that activates Java for me. All right, so that's all that does. You don't need to do that. So now if we go into Spring Boot intro here and we open up, of course, data guy and source and Java and all this Java junk, and here we go. There you go. You got Java started, and you can do stuff like at data. We got Lombok. You know, you got all your stuff. You got public, static, all this kind of stuff. I mean, we already have one down there, but and then we got snippets. So if you do main, you get that snippet. You got class snippets that know the name of the file. So if you go like that, it knows to name it this. What else do we have? 1 second. Let's clean this up really fast. What else do we have? We have all kinds of fun things. So like if you go to this, are we still naming it that? Yeah. So if you go to this, you can do that. You can press Control O. You can get out. So GD to go in, Control O to go out. I'll show you really fast with this button, this button, this button. Now you can see the buttons I'm pressing. So if I do GD on top of that, I'll go into it. Won't happen with strings off, but I think you could get that if you really wanted it. Control O will take you back out. I think there is someone with a drill here. So then if we can also go do this, we can go see where that's defined. Obviously diagnostics should be here. Where are the diagnostics? I should have gotten some diagnostics there, I feel like. Odd that there are no diagnostics, but there should be. They might be disabled somehow right now for me. This also isn't the really good Java mode that we exposed another thing called Java tools, which will make it even better. Oh yeah, Lombok is a good one. So obviously you must have noticed this data thing here. So we can do that with Lombok. And so here's this auto import. So if I do add data, I press enter, see data comes in with Lombok up at the top there, just like that. I use Java at work, so this was kind of important for me to get working. We could actually get rid of this because it's a no arg constructor, and we could just do @no args constructor, boom, and import that guy. And we don't have a formatter yet for this, but I'm gonna get one. There's other things. But they're not on the top of my head. When I get an error on my code, the error scrolls off the end of the narrow terminal. Should it wrap up? I don't know. Something you might want to ask the core guys. GetLinker's great. It'll be in Lunar modules. You'll be able to add any plugin you want. So by the way, if you go and look in how to add plugins to LunarVim, you can add whatever plugin you want, right? So if you come down here, right, you'll notice I'm adding these plugins, right? And this is in the LV config file, right? So we have colorizer. So if I cd.config dwm, I open up config def.h, you can see these are all colored. And so that's not a core LunarVim plugin, but it's one that I have installed. So you can do that too. You can install whatever plugin you want. Also, we have Tokyo Night from Folks here. So if you do something like search for color schemes, we can go and grab Tokyo Night and be in Tokyo Night world. Yeah, so there's all that. And you can see I'm just adding them in here. Also, there's a new color schemes repo that I'm working on. So it should be called LunarVim color schemes, I think. And if you save this, I might have, whoops, got to put this guy there. If you save this, it'll install. It'll actually install it just by saving it. And then now if we come out and come back in, search color schemes, I have one package called Aurora, and now Aurora's here. So there you go. Anyway, that's kind of a look at doing those. Bro, are you the admin of science file? No, science is stupid. I don't like science. We should add OS detection in init.lua if Windows brick editor and start downloading. Yeah, that's a good idea. Can you not add it yourself? Yeah, we got that. What if it detects Mac OS? Your computer explodes. No, I can't do that because I use Mac OS every day at work. Packaging LunarVim as a Docker container using both for local and remote development. LunarVim is super fast. That's awesome, man. It's going to be, there'll be a little bit of instability for the next probably month, but I think once we make it through that, we'll have a really, really stable working config. A lot of the bugs have been ironed out, and basically all of the I'm working directly with the LSP guys, the core NeoVim guys to get some of that stuff, working as it should be, and hopefully the good communication between us and them, make sure that everything works really, really well and is really stable. So it's good to hear that people are using it and like putting it in Docker containers and stuff like that. I used to have a Docker container for my first iteration of this, but I just haven't done it again. Really happy to see you working on formatting. I can't use MVim without it. I think you left a thing, like a super chat once, that was just like, does formatting work in some way or another? And I was just like, yeah, of course it does. And it didn't. And I just went down a freaking rabbit hole, dude. I was like, this can't work. All right, this guy really wants GitLinker, so I'm going to probably show him that. How do you install the icons on LunarVim? Chinese icons, you need to install a nerd font. Look up nerd fonts. I have a video on nerd fonts. And you want the GitLinker thing. I might not do it this stream. We'll see how hard it is to do. Because I actually have to fix some of the stuff that's in Lunar modules. If you go into LunarVim and you go to the wiki, and you come down here, you should see some other stuff, and it's a work in progress. It's called Lunar modules. If you paste all this stuff into your thing, it will not work and it'll break. In the future, it will work and it will not break. But right now, it's not perfect. So if let's go over to here and close that guy. And then let's open up LV config. So, okay, we're in LV config. And then if we come in here and we go into like user plugins or whatever. All right, we want GitLinker. So we go like this, like that. And well, I don't think it'll work right off the, well, let's see. Oh, okay, I just saved and quit. That's not gonna work. So GitLinker not found. All right. Now let's go and do this. All right, installed GitLinker. You can't quit right away because bad things will happen. We'll format really fast. We'll get that going. Okay. So now we have GitLinker. Now we do have the mapping already for GY. Personally, I think I like GO better for like open. Right. Now let's open this back up and see what we got here. Well, this you're not going to find because it's not tracked by Git. So we can just go back to init.lua. And if we do this, and then if we do, oh, we already have open changed file. But look, Y is still there because I didn't save anything. So Y is there. So now if we press Y, boom. That line, it'll take me right to GitHub with a permalink. You could just copy this. See? Pretty cool, right? I really like GitLinker too, and I'll probably just leave that in my config since that worked so well. Now, you might not like the name in which key though, right? So, what we can do, and I kind of demonstrated this in the chat earlier, is you can do something like o.plugin.whichkey.mappings, and then we'll open up GY, and we actually won't do it like that. Hold up. Well, all right, there we go. And we'll do equals, and we'll do get linker. All right. Now we got that. Now we do this get. See, it says now for Y, it says get linker. I'll press Y. It did it off screen. Let's see. I'll just pull this in 1 second. See, it pulled it in. It did it off screen though, like it did it in my second monitor. So you can see that. Actually, we want to, what the hell? Send that over there. Send that over there. There you go. So that's how you do GitLinker. That's how you install plugins with LunarVim. It's way easier than doing anything else. All right. Tried installing LunarVim on my Mac. It got stuck. Asked me yes or no. Yeah, we got a README fix for that. Can't quit right away because bad things will happen. Tell me about it. I've been stuck after the bad things for a while. Yeah. You're the best. Spreading the word for LunarVim. Coolest IDE ever. Thanks, man. Or thanks, Sarah. Fixes on rolling. The fix for the README, I think, is why don't you use DWM default keybinds? I kind of do. These are DWM default keybinds. What's a DWM default keybind that I'm not using? I mean, I've set my own keybinds too. I mean, some of them aren't default. I don't know. I like what I have, dude. Screw you. How about that? These are the keybinds that I have here. I got different deals here, so centered master, all that kind of stuff. So like if you go and look at layouts here. I guess if we do that one, this one toggles floats. What does this one do? I don't know what that one does. Toggle gaps with G. I haven't looked at this file or done anything with this in a while. But I like my gaps. Yeah, that's shift view. I don't care about that. Set layouts for T. Why? Oh. What does super T do? What if I create another one? Oh, it does like that kind of, yeah, spiral deal. Let's do the regular one. I like that better. I think there's Control Shift C, which will do this, and then if you can like move between them like this, it'll like center it. And then there's Control C, which if I have another one, you'll see that it puts it in the middle, right? And then if we can like move between the stack like this, and then we have this, which lets me, this is my favorite thing, lets me jump between anything I want just by hovering my mouse over it. I think I can move the arrows around too. Yeah, see, we can move the arrow keys around and hover over top of something, like the chat. See, we're on the chat, and then it'll open up the chat. Yeah. So, I don't know. I like my keybinds. That's what makes sense to me. Do you think there's a way to manage buffers on a per window basis, buffer groups? That's called, doesn't tabs handle that? I think tabs handles that. Off topic, but can you tell me how to get the active border color? What, this color here? All right, one last time. So config, DWM config.that, blah, blah, blah. You can tell which one it is. It's 81, blah, 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 right? And so then if you look at col_blue, right? And then if you go down to here, it's under scheme select. And so this is the one. So if we recompiled it with like magenta or one of these other ones, you would notice that it would change. Let's put something a little bit more sane here because I don't think that's super sane. There you go. Let's see. Do you have a .sh to auto-install your D? Maybe after LunarVim, I'll do that. You can't copy and paste my .files for DWM. You'll have to install it. I do have a script in my .files called suckless install. So if you go to .config and you go to DWM, if you just run suckless install my DWM like that, you'll install it, and then that's all you have to. That's all you have to do. Yeah. Anyway, so thanks. Yeah, no problem. Anyway, there is things to do. I'm happy with that. Is there one we can do for Java, by the way, for the formatter? Because I don't think anyone's going to ever do Java because nobody in their right mind uses Vim or LunarVim or NVim or anything like that for Java except for me, I feel like. So Java, what's a good place to find this? What does Neo format use? Plug in, Neo format, not what I wanted, auto load, Neo format, formatters, all the ones. This is what we have to eventually get to this level of Chad status. See, they got Terraform. And they just write the format. They pass another argument here called write. We don't have to do that though. Unless it might format all of the files in the directory in the way that I'm currently doing it, actually, but whatever. Might not, too. Now, we got... Where's Java? Uncrustify, A-style, Clang format, prettier. Does anyone know of any Java formatters? Built-in color schemes will... There's no built-in color schemes, but you can pull in any color scheme that you want. I do actually have to fix the status line thing. But whatever. Yeah, the advantages are that you don't have to have a language server running. So that's a big advantage. Right? So you don't have to... EFM is not a dependency anymore. It's just between you and the format binary. That's how you format now. A lot better in my opinion. But, you know, I'm open to suggestions as to why EFM or a language server may be better. Thanks for the DWM fork. Yeah, no problem. Make sure you grab Skippy XD or you won't get this. And everybody wants this. You can build in any you want. But I don't have any really built in besides Space Gray and then the defaults. LunarVim does have auto formatting for select languages right now and will hopefully have all of them. Yeah, we definitely... What do you use for Java formatting? Does anyone... you say prettier? Let me push this stuff up for Terraform really fast. Remove this. And Terraform formatter. There we go. Prettier Java plugin, okay. Hey, can you give a brief explain why in plugin.config you have event buff read or buff when enter? That's called lazy loading. So you'll notice that this happens, right? And you say load 15 plugins, but you might have loaded more than that, but those are ones that are auto-loaded. If you come down here and you go and take a look at auto commands, let me just grab this piece right here. All right, and then we'll open up a browser and we'll paste that in. If you come in here, you'll see that certain plugins will now just be loaded on a particular event. Like, for instance, buff when enter, the plugin will be loaded after a buffer is displayed in the window. Right? So this is how that works. I think I underutilized buff read pre, but anyway. Still working on which ones of these are the best all the time. But yeah, that's lazy loading. It speeds things up sometimes. Have I seen NV Chad? Pretty swanky. NV Chad just... It does have a lot of swankiness going for it, I will say that. I don't know how functional it is, but it is very swanky. It's very handsome. So... You don't like the exploding windows thing? I love this, man. It lets me know what's happening, like what's open, you know? This thing is awesome. How do I get Skippy? It's a whole thing. You you could probably just have to grab my DWM fork, honestly. I can't even go into that level of detail. Do I have another program for key bindings? I just use DWM for everything. I could give a damn about extra programs or whatever. I probably will never leave DWM. Recently, I've been following your NeoVim playlist, but I'm confused. Should I use LunarVim or follow your NeoVim plugin tutorials? Depends what you want to do. They're a little dated. A lot of them are... Pretty much all of them are done with regular Vim script plugins and using regular Vim script, and mostly for NeoVim 0.4 and COC, that kind of build. So I'd recommend... I don't know. It's up to you, honestly. What's the learning curve coming from VS Code to LunarVim? Very high if you don't know... If you've used Vim a lot and you've used VS Code a lot and you've configured at least like 5 Vim plugins that are non-trivial in Lua to configure, then LunarVim should kind of come as second nature. Yeah, lazy loading. Control V is and retracted before just as I was reading it. Is rainbow bracket built in? No. But you again, you can install it and activate it. I don't build in anything that's not necessary. Anything that doesn't improve the IDE experience will not be built in. All right, so it doesn't look like anyone really has any suggestions for Java formatters besides Java Prettier. What is the best formatter for Java? What does IntelliJ use? Oh, God. I just want to know what formatter you use. Okay. Sure. Is it just a formatter where I can just give it arguments, though? You have to install the Eclipse code. Okay. Beautify, minify. Yeah, Eclipse maybe. Changes behavior. There's Google's style guide. Yeah, but what do you guys use for a formatter? Like, there's a style guide here, but... This doesn't really help me, I don't think. I don't think that really helps me. As if IntelliJ will tell you its secrets, I know. It's just endless menus and menus and menus and whatever else. Vim Surround should be built in. I think that's so trivial to just pull in yourself. I don't think it should be built in. Just get the prettier Java. I might just do that, honestly. Could you easily remove things you don't need and build your own version by taking LunarVim as a base? Easily is subjective. The fact that I don't know why you'd really want it. If you want, if you want LunarVim, right? If you want LunarVim, you want an IDE experience with NeoVim out of the box. If you want to spend a lot of time keeping up with language server protocol, bug fixes, freezing plugins, color scheme mismatches, diagnostic stuff, new and improved plugins, better configuration files, auto format, any formatting in general, linting, all that kind of stuff. If you're okay with keeping up with every single last bit of it, right? And you don't want a community of like 100 people working on it for you, then go for it. I will include a built-in terminal. That is we're not going to be using Fterm in the future. We're going to be using a Kinsho's terminal or a Shinko, or I have no idea how you say that name. Can't language server do the formatting? I think I talked about this earlier. We don't want to do that because we don't want to depend on a language server. Prettier Java? Okay, let's look that up. Because I don't care. I don't give a damn about all that style guide shit. I just want it to be better than bad. And if like I could just convince a bunch of people to just use Prettier Java, You probably pass it a lot of arguments. Yeah, this is so much better. Just install with npm or yarn or whatever. Probably you could install it with yay or brew even, probably. Look, you can even do it with, dude, these menus give me stress. Oh. No. Menu, 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 menu. Tons of menus, all these different things. Click this button on, click. Just want, like, I want to type and write it in text. All right. A neat Maven plugin. That's kind of cool. Add to the plugin section of your build configuration. That's neat. Yeah, it looks like it has pretty good defaults and all that kind of good stuff. You can do save dev. I think I would just rather install it globally. Why do I have to install? I have to install prettier and... Oh, okay. I have to install a prettier plugin Java. All right, I got you. I got you. And then what do you run? I guess we'll find out. If I go like this, and if I do... I have the things. I'll just do prettier. Does it show up with like a new Java thing? What is this? I don't know what that is. Whatever. A Shinko? A Kinsho? Do I have a link? Yeah, it's in my plugins.lua file. I just switched directly from VS Code to LunarVim, but after 10 minutes fell back to NeoVim since the learning curve is huge. I recommend trying NeoVim first. I could see how that might be true, especially without the documentation that's there and all that kind of good stuff, especially while it's like changing pretty often. I definitely recommend doing NeoVim first before you get into this, for 100%. Have you fixed Galaxy Line background? I did, and then something about it changed again. I'm gonna have to get back to fix. I'm gonna have to fix that again. I think it's because I moved it somewhere else. I think that's the issue. It errors out on you, really? It shouldn't error out on you. Just copy the T. Really? It just works like normal prettier? That's pretty nice. Yeah, I think when the formatters are good. When the formatters are good. Where's my list? Formatters, language options. When we have most of the languages we support, we have formatters for them. I think we could do another release. Then we'll do language options, which will be another release, which will just be improved language options. Then we'll do externalized contract and behavior and all that stuff. Then I'm going to have to circle back on color schemes. When the plugin freeze comes, we'll really be stable we'll just be very, very, very stable. Things will not break, or at least things that we don't know about. Then it'll just be this stuff. Then it's just writing stuff. So there'll be a big release after the plugin freeze, like a full big release where everything will be stable and work. And then when we start writing the README, I mean, then it's good. So we basically just have to get through the meat, which is this. And then it'll be a lot, I think, easier to go through these. But this is the meat of it all. I don't know. You guys can let me know if you think rolling belongs in master right now. We'll take a vote. Should we put rolling into master? What's a plugin freeze? Is it pinning to a commit? Yep, that's what it is. We're just gonna make sure that we pin everything so that there's no, like, you'll do packer update and then like everything's broken. You don't want that, right? So you might lose out on some of the greatest and best features, but you can still get those on rolling, because rolling will be always doing that. There'll be much higher incentive to be on master after the plugin freeze, because you'll have a very, very, very stable LunarVim with errors that will be stable errors, the kind of errors that you see all the time. It fixed prettier? Awesome. All right, let me go add that stuff for Java. Get out of here. Another thing you'll notice is that my line disappears when I use fterm. Hoping that Ashinko's thing fixes that and it doesn't show up then. Not sure why that happens. It comes back after swapping out, but not sure why that happens. Why it like stays gone after using the terminal. Makes sense that it goes and disappears when I move over to mvim tree because it's not in focus. What was I doing? Oh yeah. FT plugin. Also, this stuff should be good, yeah. So we'll go to Java. Oh my goodness. Java is so complicated. And then if we go over to LSP, TS server, I don't foresee anyone actually using node modules with this. I'm not going to... I mean, I can support node modules with this, so I might as well do it. Am I copy and pasting all of this code instead of writing a really good function that handles all this stuff? Of course I am, because I am too lazy and I do this after working a job all day. So yes, I am doing that. If there will be code quality updates in the future. All right. Single quotes, that feels wrong. That feels really wrong. So it should be fine. Prettier instance. Then we have to grab the formatter. Now, will I abstract this to a function in the future? Yes, I will. All right. Next thing actually to do is we actually want this above that. There you go, like that. Check that, then return, yep, but we'll have the formatter in there, and then, so now we got the formatter. We need to add that to default config Java. So we got Java tools right now, and we're gonna, in addition to that, TS server, we're gonna grab this formatter in here. We're gonna do Control O to jump back up to, again, oh hey, Control I maybe. Where's Java? Oh, there we go. And we'll just put this, we'll put it after, I guess. See if there's any other suggestions. Yeah, rolling a master would benefit a lot. I think a lot of issues would be fixed. I'm kind of happy to put it into master at this point. Chris, yesterday I installed Arch with DWM, used your configs along with your suckless tools and modified them to fit my needs. Cool. Thank you for making them. Awesome. Glad they worked. Refactoring for better code quality. Problem for Chris of the future. Yeah, exactly. Just be aware that I know that the code quality is not of the best quality right now. Is there an updated version example of lv.config.lua? Not that I have right now. Wondering if we should support Java out of the box at all. Yeah. Well, we have to because I need it for work. I've been trying NeoVim for a couple months. I just don't know how auto formatters works and LunarVim works. You'll see. By adding a terminal, would there be... Were you going to tell me to factor it all? Nope, too tired for that. I will accept PRs for refactors, though, in the case of that. But I do have an idea of how I want to do it, so don't break your back over it. They're basically, I want everything to behave. If you really want to tackle it, don't tackle it all at the same time. Tackle it language by language. But I want it to behave like how TS server is. Like the way the TS server is set up is exactly how I want the rest of these things set up. Watch this. So if you go into javascript.lua, you'll notice it just requires this, the LSP for it. That's all it does. It sets this to, which it doesn't really need to do. But, you know, it just requires this. So that's all I want these to do. That's all I want these FT plugin files to do. They should just require the LSP dot the LSP thing, and then in LSP you see how we have TS server like this one over here. This is TS server. All of this config should be in here, and then whatever we can do should be wrapped in functions ideally, but you don't have to do that. But yeah, basically that's the idea. So I want to get the stuff out of FT plugin. I want to put it all under language files in LSP. That's my thinking anyway. That will allow us to open up config options for the second piece of the refactor, much like how we're doing with the core plugins. So then you can config a language server, but nice and broken up, and trust me, it'll be better. That's all I gotta say. By adding a terminal, would there be a way to make LunarVim be able to compile and execute things just like a normal IDE, or am I being delusional? No, you're not being delusional at all. That could totally happen, and there are plugins for that. And LunarVim could probably do it just by itself, honestly. Windows support will be sweet. This is 100% possible. Yeah, Java formatter. I'm not done yet with the stream. Oh, also, by the way, someone made fun of my blocks up here. He said that they were ugly, and so I changed them to be this. Anyway, so... what was I doing? Oh, yeah. It's hard thinking about a million things at once. So... this. Did I put the things? Did I save it? I think I did. Where was I? No. Let's try from the beginning. No. Yes, wait, yes. Okay. Sometimes when I open up this one, I get a problem. Like if I start with this file. Oh, never mind. I think it's just because it correlates with the amount of times that I haven't done mock Java mode, which just, again, that just turns on Java for me personally. Okay, there goes JDTLS. So now if we do something like this, hey, it worked. Look at that. Works out of the box. I don't even have to think too hard about it. Takes a little bit. That's handsome though. What did it look like before? Yeah, that's better. I like that. Cool. So then the other thing is, I do want to just test this out, just to be sure, just like see how things run. So like if I mess up this one, and then if I come in here and I mess up this one, I save this one. Then I come back over to here. Okay, good. That's what I wanted to happen. All right, cool. Good call on prettier Java. Very happy with that. Why do you have 8 missing in the top left? Of what? This? 8 missing? Oh, this. I just don't have a workspace for that right now. Here, there you go. If your ADD or OCD is really kicking in, there you go. Actually, now I'm gonna get rid of 8. And there will be no more 8. I just skipped 8 because I put 9 is gonna be. This is my place where I shill all of my stuff, and so I keep it out of the way, and I put it on 9. So I remember to jump to 9 at the end of the stream, so then you can know where to find me and all my social media and stuff. And I guess we used up 7. Well, also, how did you not notice that 6 wasn't there as well? So you thought you were observant. Java's project directory structure. It's ass. It's like a nightmare. It's like people learn that in school too. It's like one of the first languages they learn as like a CS student. You're like, is this what programming is? It's like, no, this is Java. Windows support would be sweet. Yeah, maybe. Someone's gonna have to do it though. We did do that. Windows is the devil. Windows is the devil. I echo that. How can I set up your ZSH configs? I did a video on that, I think. You need, well, you don't need Stow, but I recommend using Stow. Could just copy them all over the place. But yeah, mock files. WSL, no admin rights. Yeah, it sucks. Cool. And I think you're saying no problem for suggesting that to me, but yes, that was a very good call because I very much like it. It's a little slow, but I do like it a lot still. So now let's do, what do we got here? Remove tab stop and all that stuff. Remove this. Same one as before. Java. I don't know, I'll just leave that one too, I don't care. Okay. Java default formatter. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, Java is a pain. I think it's better to navigate files without using NVim tree, but just inside the buffer, like using Telescope. But I have not found out how to create and delete file without NVim tree. Yeah, NVim tree I like because it's got this whole tree structure of your project, which I like to look at because this, for me, helps me architect a project. It helps me to know if something looks good or if it looks bad, just from a very high level. Like, it's just like a map of your project, right? And you can tell if it starts to look bad because you won't know where to find shit and it'll be a big mess. Core was a really good addition. Hatsu came up with that is really helpful. So you can just close Core and you don't need to see any of the Core plugins. If you close LSP, you won't see any of the LSP stuff. If you close the file type plugin stuff for file types, that's gone now. There's going to be a little bit more refactoring here. These are kind of like basic things, so it's not the end of the world. But you can see how, like, if you factor a project correctly, that you'll know when you've factored it correctly, right? Because of this tree view, in my opinion, really helps with that. A lot of Vim users, they'll sit around like, oh, dude, if you don't use whatever I like thing or whatever, I don't know. They get all like, I don't know why people get so freaking territorial and so like smart guy Like everyone becomes a little smart boy whenever they like use Vim. It's just like, dude, like calm down. It's a text editor, and I'm just trying to get it to work better and hack on it because it's fun. And you're out here like gonna lay an egg, lose your mind. It's like, bro. Anyway, but that's why I like MVim tree for project structure. Java's a pain, and NetBeans is too. Yeah, it is. Well, hopefully LunarVim works good with Java in the future. I think who we really need to talk to about that is the Eclipse guys, because we're using the Eclipse JDTLS, and then also the LSP config guys, and then obviously, I mean, there's a few other people who are doing plugins in that space too. I forget the one guy's name, Musaf, and I don't even know how to say his name. I have trouble remapping certain keys with Tmux. Tmux, I haven't really tested anything out yet. I program on Windows and play my games on Linux. I feel like you meant to say that the other way around. I think that's the joke. It's a little bit slow. Java tooling in a nutshell. For real, dude. That's my life, but opposite. Yeah, right, exactly. I think that was the joke. Oh, wait, he's got the S here. I see it. Yeah, you had to... I somehow also missed the /s. Alright, I think rolling is ready to be a master. Anyone disagree? Who's still on the stream right now? Should rolling be in master? Or should we keep rolling out of master? If no one says anything on the stream, master is going to stay the way that it is, and I'm going to go to sleep. Alright, you think so? Okay. Honestly, your opinion's the one that matters the most, so go for it. Alright, awesome. Rolling should roll into master. Awesome. We all agreed already. Ugh, I was going to go to bed. Rolling out of master. Yeah. Alright, let's do it then. I don't even know all the things that really have been changed with this, so when we draft a release, git, checkout, master. I mean, honestly, we could just actually put like a PR, and I don't have to do it like an absolute savage monkey. I feel like as this stuff gets more official, like I can kind of YOLO. Pull request, new pull request, rolling into master. Let's take a look at everything that's changed. It's going to be big. Wild. Alright, let's create that. Checklist. This won't be rendered. This is kind of a release, so I feel like it's different. LunarVim. I have to figure out a tagging strategy as well. I'm going to have to start pushing tags up to things. LunarVim 0. What the hell are we on? 4.7 or 8? We're on 7.8. Formatting. New formatting strategy introduced for, I'm not even going to say which languages. I really should. Formatting, we'll say auto. Adding introduced. If I go back and I look at, I guess I can't really see that anymore. How can we go? Oh, here we go. removed non-core plugins fixed, or well, it's like better Java support. Go prettier works. Where's my party emoji? I'm gonna do this actually with the chat. So if I do this, and if I take this over to 4, you guys can talk. Is it going to say which FT plugin files, or do you plan on refactoring? Well, it'll be most. My awakeness is fading, so I have to get this out. More refactor. Oh no, we have to update the example one second. I'm just gonna write this while I'm here. Telescope dashboard's actually gone now. I don't know if we did this in this one, but we should say full Python debugging support. I'm using libwagagens 1. Refactor, we got rid of Lush a while ago. Tweaks, formatter, lazy load DAP, compy, we fixed that. Neo format's gone. I'm going to release again after this one, more releases, like smaller bug fixes. This one's just so big and massive. Like, they'll come more often, these releases. Like, after I showed you guys that list, they'll just be more often releases. It probably likely won't take a week again before I do a release. Pull request templates, cursor movement option. emit.ls is gone right now. Open file from Telescope. Yeah. We did fix a bug with nvim tree. Fix nvim tree bug that removes that. I'm just going to say Bork's UI. Yes, it is. Generic UI improvements. There are generic UI improvements. Generic UI improvements. Got rid of indent line. We talked about that. Yeah, I mean, Terraform's there. I don't want to go language by language. Is Telescope rotate scrolling issue fix? Oh, rotate. I see what you did there. I don't know what that is. You still want that refactor as a plugin, that's fair. We did update the install script. Oh yeah, update install script. There's a nuclear install option now. I'll just call it overwrite option. Introduced. Be careful. We did improve color scheme support, but I don't want to say that because we actually then messed it up again. I think I did. Wait, hold up. No, actually, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Because if we go into... No, actually, I think it works. I think I'm just crazy. So if we go into LV config, and if I come in here and I set the color scheme... did we set this somewhere else in here? No. Set the color scheme to be Aurora. And then if I come back in... See how it actually does change the line at the bottom? So that actually is better. Okay. So I will actually say that. I think you're right. Improve color scheme support. Color scheme support. When there are many matches and I press the arrow key, it jumps to the first in the view. I use Control J and Control K, but we can look into that. Transparency. Yeah, I think we do have that now. I just haven't tested it. I don't know if it's... I don't know if that's perfect yet. All right. I think that's good enough. 115 commits. 80 files changed. Get rid of plugin folder. You can't get rid of that. I think we're good. I don't know why all this stuff is coming along with it. But whatever. We have to really be squashing and merging for things. So, yeah. It's not bad. Rolling branch by pushing, yeah. And it wants to go from rolling into master. Hi, Chris. Just wanted to thank you for all your work on LunarVim. It's been great for my work. I've never been able to configure Vim as well as you have. Well, it's a community effort. A lot of people have really been helping me. Should we introduce a... Yes. That'll be... Okay, look. We have formatters and lang options. This is where we're at now. Then externalize config and the contract and behavior for that. That's something that I've planned. So we're going to be changing that up a little bit. That'll be a big change. Then we'll do some fun color scheme stuff. And after fun color scheme stuff, we can freeze about the maybe like 12 plugins that I have that are really core, maybe a couple more, I forget. And then we have a solid 1.0. Yeah, I need to push that somewhere. Hold up. Excuse me. Tells installer LV. Wow, this thing too needs to keep up. Well, sure. So like, yeah, I think a lot of this will fail. We're gonna get rid of that. That's fine, that's fine. Default options, wrap, this stuff can stay. I think leader key is still out there. Default options, timeout line. Well, this actually can't hurt, but it really should be gone. Plugin, dashboard, active, float terms, and these guys are all still here. Might as well leave that active for people. Tree sitter, maintained. Haskell breaks sometimes, so I don't want to deal with that. O.tree sitter highlight, yep. Python. Diagnostics, sure, that's not bad. There's this stuff. Additional plugins works the same. Now, which key can be updated? But I'm not really worried about that. Honestly, nothing here actually breaks anything. So I'm not really too worried about it. I will update that, not in the release, but I'll update that again at some point. All right. So we're going to just do it. I don't want all of this nonsense in here. There we go. Yeah, it looks like that's already updated. Thank you. Let's take this and show up over here and go over there. I need some like CI for this. Not edit release. Where's the new release? There we go. Boom. That's not a partying face. Let me know when the inevitable problems show up. 0.4.8. I don't like the V. LunarVim 0.8. Target should be for master. And there we go. Think of making a PR to standardize.config LunarVim. Would it be okay to add some logic to core LunarVim to handle these? You can put a PR in. Yeah, I should do that. I will do that. that is something I do need to do. We need more testimonials too. I'm thinking of making a PR to standardize.config LunarVim. Would it be okay to add some logic to core LunarVim to handle all these? Yeah, no, I mean, if the core logic is needed, sure. Just know that while we suss this out and figure out what the best thing is, your PR may serve to inspire, or it may serve to actually be the way that we do things. Both have their drawbacks, you know. Yeah, we're not publishing just yet. That'll be when 2.0 is around. We'll worry about packaging LunarVim up into its own thing. Right now, it's just kind of a glorified config. Probably will always be a glorified config. Yeah, there are a lot of topics around. There's so much surrounding how we're going to be doing this that I want to talk to Rebuilt around it. He seems to have a good idea. I know you've been in some of the conversations, Luxus. I'll probably also consult with ABZ Coding about it. Hatsu is a smart guy, so maybe he should have some input. Tasty Yep, too. So I want to talk to all those guys about how we want to do this. I want everyone to be happy with it. By the way, if you are a LunarVim dev, come ping me in the Discord and let me know, because then I can add you to the thing and the LunarVim dev thing. I don't think it's completely unusable. Reference existing highlight colors in Lua? Maybe. I'm going to have to look into that. That'll be when we do the color scheme overhaul kind of stuff. Right now, it's not the end of the world because it does work with built-ins. If you use CI, then what will we watch on the stream? Right, I'm just a human CI. What will we watch on the stream? Me be less frustrated. That's what you'll be watching. Me actually put features in. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we did it. All right. So let me shill some of my stuff. Check out my website. It's in the link in the description. It's got all kinds of outdated content on it. It's really great. Check out my GitHub that has LunarVim on it, which is even cooler. But there's also a LunarVim organization over here that you can click on, and you can get one of the color schemes that I showed you today. It's called Aurora. I'm eventually going to create a LunarVim or a LUA crash course, so you can check that out. There's a LunarVim community. Eventually, when we've standardized kind of people's configs, I expect people will be able to put that here. And then we could even do some really cool shit where you could actually include it as a plugin, by the way, and then you could choose between different people's configs just by including it as a plugin. But we're working on that. So that's an idea. Also, you can check me out over on Odyssey, Twitter. You can follow me over on Twitter. I'll post things every now and then. Let's see what Elon Musk and Anthony Pompliano are talking about. So also you can find me over on Twitch. The Twitch handle is Chris@Machine, same one as YouTube. I'd like to have the same amount of followers as I do on Twitch as I do on YouTube, but we'll see about that. And then if you want to support the channel, you can support me over on Patreon, or you can support me over on GitHub sponsors. If you sponsor me on GitHub, you'll be right here, so people will know you're sponsoring me. You can do it private too if you'd rather do it private. And I get more of the donation with that than I do with Patreon. So I'd rather not use Patreon, but some people do that, so hey. But I am very, very thankful for the people who are using Patreon to support me. It's very, very much appreciated. I got to do something extra for patrons, especially some of the new ones. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Good auto format stuff, good release stuff. The GitHub workflow stuff will be coming soon. I saw the pull request. I do want that. That is kind of CI, so yes, that has to be there. I think I want to get that out once we get around to doing some of the documentation stuff and everything's stable. All right, so I'll see you guys in the next stream or video.